Hey there, I'm Catherine Mushaw, and I will be recapping Grey's this season. I did it for the back half of last season, and this season, fall season, we're doing something a little bit different at 4YE, and we're going to be adding these nifty little after parties for each recap. So we can give you a short little refresher, and then we can talk a little bit about, our thoughts and our feelings about the episode. So let us know what you think about it in the comments, and make sure you share the post if you enjoy it. So, Season 11, Episode 1 of Grey's. To be honest, I was surprised that they didn't do anything like really big, but pleasantly so. Because last season ended so huge with Christina leaving, and I think, they had to be careful with how they introduced the first season, because Shonda Rhimes has a pattern of doing something really big and then kind of toning it down, and doing something really big and kind of toning it down, and I appreciate that. Because I have to say there was a Christina Yang sized gap in the episode. I like that she was mentioned. That's one benefit of Sandra Oh having left on good terms instead of something not so good like Katherine Heigl, who did get a few mentions afterwards, but I sense that Christina still has, there'll be more, and she was a bigger character, and she's, Meredith's other half. So let's get into the episode. I was kind of surprised that not everybody died, patient-wise. And, they had that Grey's Anatomy flair with the gurney flying off of the roof. I'm not sure what to think of Maggie yet. I would honestly love to see her play a lesbian again, because that actress played one on Emily Owens, which was sadly canceled too soon. But I really, and I mentioned it in my recap, I really hope they don't drag this thing on too long with, this animosity, because we've seen it before with Lexi. And I just don't want to see another repeat of that. That's kind of, that's boring. And, but it's a Meredith thing too. We know this is kind of how she reacts to big things. So I'll give her some leeway, and I'll trust Shonda Rhimes, because she knows what she's doing. I'm really over Owen and his whole thing with Christina. I kind of need him to just go away, whether that be leaving or him dying or whatever. I'm really over Owen, and he's pushing everybody away, and he's overworking himself, and that's going to lead to something bad happening. Like, I will tell you this in episode 1, and if it happens several episodes away, you can be like, hey, I told you so. But I'm really over Owen. I was over him way before now, but he needs to go. Or get over this whole thing with Christina. Like, I know he loves her, but that was doomed from the start. I had honestly forgotten that Richard, sorry, I'm going to be jumping back and forth, had proposed to Catherine, and that it didn't go so well, or he then took it back. I don't really remember. I have to go look at that. Because I really thought I liked them together, and I'd like to see them get together. Especially since we know Catherine Avery isn't going away with the, coming grandchild, and the fact that Jackson's still a prominent figure. So I would like to see her more, and I really like her and Richard together, and I think Richard deserves to be happy. On that vein, I really wish he had told Maggie that he was her father. I think she kind of needs something like that now, and if he doesn't do it soon, she's gonna get pissed at him. Kind of like a why didn't you tell me? So I'd kind of really like to see him do that. I don't know that he will, but I'd like to see that happen. Let's see. trying to see if there's anything that I need to tie up before I launch into some of the big stuff. Gina Davis. I was flailing so hard when she showed up on screen. Because I had forgotten that she was showing up. And I guess I didn't register that she was going to be in the first episode. I figured it was going to be later. A lot of people are speculating that she and Arizona are going to hook up, which I would like to hope that they're better. Shonda Rhimes is a better showrunner than to go that route. I mean, we've already had the infidelity, and Callie and Arizona are working on that, kind of, but trying to get past all that, and to throw another wrench in it is just, like, in the form of cheating, it's just, I don't like that. Granted, watching Gina Davis and Jessica Capshaw, I mean, that could be interesting, but as a Callie and Arizona shipper, I need them to just kind of work out their shit, because they haven't been talking about it, and they need to. Callie got really on my nerves today. When I was really thinking, like, running through her conversation with Arizona, it's like she runs and, like, her mind just boom. And she really needs to stop and think. You know, it's kind of the same stuff that Bailey and Ben were going through, that they ended up working out, but Ben left his fellowship, like, or his internship. So it's just they need to talk about it. And that's one of Callie and Arizona's biggest problems, is they don't talk. And it's getting to be that point where they need to really sit down and have these conversations. And they should probably, you know, go back to seeing somebody, like a therapist or something, if they're not comfortable talking with each other, which it doesn't seem like they are. So, I mean, I'd love to see them get another child or whatever, you know. Sophia could use a sibling. But they need to sit down and talk about it, because, you know, Arizona shouldn't be stopped from doing this fellowship if it's what she really wants, because Callie's hung up on the baby thing. So I'm really hoping that the baby thing doesn't break them up again like it did, you know, several seasons ago, and they ended up back together and whatever. And really, Callie needs somebody to talk to. She needs another Mark. I miss Mark, because even though he kind of caused more problems and solved them sometimes, he was a really good soundboard for Callie. And he got Callie. And she doesn't have that right now. So I miss Mark. And she needs a best friend. And I think that would help them out a little bit. So, you know, Arizona kind of does too. They need Teddy back and Mark, and unfortunately only Teddy's possible. So, it's Calzona of it. Talked a little bit about Derek and Meredith. It was nice to see the throwback to, you know, the pick me, choose me, love me speech from season 2, I believe. You know, where Derek looks, you know, I chose my family. I'm kind of glad that they also didn't drag that out with him being kind of a douche about this whole thing. Because, you know, for him to turn around, you know, to go, oh yeah, you know, this is your year, whatever, you know, focus on you, let's focus on your career, and then turn around and go, haha, nope. He's been kind of a dick. Like, a lot of last season, I didn't like Derek. So it's kind of nice that he's turned around and realized that maybe he's doing what's best for the family or whatever. Granted, he turned down a stellar opportunity and has now done so twice, so Lord knows if he's going to try to pick it back up again. But it was kind of nice to see that, mostly because, you know, it was also nice to see Meredith stand her ground with him and, you know, not just let what Christina said to her really just get ignored. It was super nice not seeing Ross. Sorry. And, oh, Bailey and Alex. I'm so torn, and I'm interested to see what they do with this Bailey and Alex thing. Alex has grown a lot, and on one hand, I guess maybe he does deserve the board seat because Christina picked him, but Bailey deserves it too. And it's kind of a slap in the face if, Meredith and even Jackson or a couple of the other board members look at her and go, nope, sorry, you can't have this because Bailey helped make them who they are. I mean, more so Meredith and Alex, and well, they're the only two left. But they wouldn't be the doctors that they are without Bailey. I also think she gets the shaft a lot. So I'd like to see her get that board spot. I don't know if she will, but I'm interested to see what happens with that. Especially since like Alex is still like all up in that private practice stuff. So he doesn't really need to be the board member. He's got his own stuff. And I think it's something that Bailey needs a little bit more. I think. So I think that's enough of my rambling. I have now gone on for 11 minutes. So I think that's enough. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, like it, comment it, share it, whatever. If you didn't enjoy it, then don't be rude. I don't know, and hope to see you next week.